Welcome to another episode of the Meal Prep Monday podcast. Today, I'm excited to talk about some ideas for food-themed gifts. These are based on gifts that I have either given or received, which I'll get into in more detail. Before we dive into the episode, a quick reminder that if you want to try our time-saving meal prep meal plans, you can head to prepdish.com/MPM. That's short for Meal Prep Monday. And we have a link where you can sign up for a 2-week free trial. This is the best way to try out our system, where we give you a grocery list, specific meal prep instructions, and most importantly, help you have easy week when it comes to meals. You'll get to mealtime. You'll already know what you're eating. It'll be prepped and ready to go. So, 2 weeks, you can kind of maybe even try out 2 different types of meals. We've got gluten-free, paleo, super fast. That's actually where I recommend you start. That is, those are plans that require about an hour of prep. So once you find time to do the hour of prep, your meals are ready to go for the week. And again, will be hopefully easy breezy for the rest of the week. So again, that's prepdish.com/MPM if you want to try out that 2-week free trial. Okay, so gifts. I'm trying to think what I want to call it. Gifts that are food themed. Is that what I was calling it? So I can start with ones that, let's see, I'll start with ones that I have. Well, I'll start with the one that I received, actually. I was going to go the opposite order. But recently, this is actually a shout out to Prep Dish team members. I have been kind of going back and forth with, my mom has been sick this year, and I was back in Kansas and then back here. And anyway, they kind of knew I had a lot going on. And so something showed up in the mail, and I was super excited. It was soup. And it was like I don't know if it was chicken noodle it was a chicken and rice soup. So it was a chicken and rice soup. And it was so delicious. And it came at like just the right time when it's kind of those busy weeks. My husband was out of town. And I actually I hadn't meal prepped that week and needed dinner. So anyway, it was not just like the perfect gift, but also great timing. And the broth really tasted like this nice, thick broth. And they had gluten-free rolls as well as gluten-free cookies, which I may or may not have shared with my kids. But I did share the soup and rolls with them, and we all loved it. And it was from a company called Spoonful of Comfort. And not only were the foods delicious, but it was packaged really nicely and just kind of really beautifully, tastefully done. When I opened it, it just really felt kind of handmade. So that was one that I have never used, but I think, moving forward, certainly if I know someone going through a hard time or, want to send kind of an I'm thinking of you type of gift, this would be a wonderful one. Of course, if there's someone local, I love to do kind of like a homemade, whether it's a big batch of soup, or a lot of times my go-to is a lasagna. But any type of kind of homemade meal is good. I know I've had a friend one time, she brought over, I think it was gluten-free cinnamon rolls, and I can't remember, as a thank you for something. But, it's always nice to bring over food. But if you live afar, this Spoonful of Comfort is a great one. And again, they do have, I don't think they're all gluten-free. I was looking at their website, but they certainly have really great gluten-free options. So that's number one, is to send some soup to someone you care about. The second one, this is also Prep Dish related, I guess. So we celebrated our 10 years of Prep Dish this year. Hard to believe, but yes, it's been 10 years. And to celebrate, I wanted to send a package out to the team members so we could all kind of celebrate. We all work remotely, and none of us are in the same town. So I wanted to have a way that we could all kind of celebrate together. So I tried and I never ordered these before, but Melissa's Cupcakes. And I have listened to a few podcast episodes. She might have been on Shark Tank. I can't remember, but I've listened to a few podcast episodes where I've heard her story, and just kind of knowing her story really more so made me want to try her product. I I can't remember all of the details, but she was wanting, as a mom, wanting to provide kind of like healthier cupcake options, and um, really kind of like from the ground up built this amazing company where they deliver cupcakes. The thing that I liked about them is they're very like mini in size. But to me, it was fun because we got a lot of them and a lot of like small ones and a lot of different flavors. So it was really fun for me and the kids to kind of sit there and, we'd each get to pick out a few flavors and try them. And, even for the team, when I sent those to them, instead of just sending them, a dozen or half a dozen, I think each package was like 24. So it's enough that, everyone in the family can have some. And to me, it's just kind of more fun that way. So I really liked, the Melissa's Cupcakes. So that's another one that I'm going to keep in my back pocket in terms of a gift idea for someone that I, would want to send to. And I also did a mimosa kit. It just came with a little mini bottle of prosecco and some orange juice. I actually think it was like a blood orange juice. I don't know, but a little mimosa kit as well. So I thought that was a fun, if you know of someone that's celebrating something, kind of the cupcake and mimosa thing would be a fun one to do. The other thing I did look into, and you could do this, is instead of doing the mimosa kit, is you can, I think it depends on the state, but a lot of times you can just send a bottle of champagne. I kind of liked having the mini, actually it was 2 little mini bottles, and I liked that. I feel like sometimes, at least at my house, we don't always open a bottle of champagne because both me and my husband, we like one glass, but drinking a whole bottle, it just doesn't, usually for 2 of us, it's too much, to be honest. So I kind of like having the little mini bottles, but either way on that one. And then the final idea for kind of a food themed gift. And this is one that I actually do quite a bit. And this is putting together an order on, so I use Whole Foods on Amazon. And what I do is I put together an order and then have it just shipped to the person's house. And I like this because I can pick and choose a lot of different items. Some of them a little more practical, some of them a little more fun, and things that I've included in the past. So I always include like a thing of flowers, usually lilies, because those are ones I really like. So if they have lilies, I'll add some lilies, definitely some dark chocolate. I like it because I can choose the bars that I would normally get from Whole Foods. So it's like, oh, here's kind of some of my favorites. And a lot of times I'll include fruit. So I think with one, I did like a bag of oranges or some raspberries or something like that. Gosh, I'm trying to think of other things I've included. It's kind of depended on the situation and also the person, like if I know that there's something that they really like to snack on or eat, like if I know they really like popcorn, like a bag of popcorn, and, you can just kind of go through. I mean, there's a lot of options, when you go through the Whole Foods aisles, and you could do this with other grocery stores as well. But I like it too, because you can kind of include more than, there's so many great gift companies out there, but a lot of times, the prices in order to put together this like curated gift package is like for your bang for your buck is not that great. But if you put your budget, depending on whatever your budget is, like you can kind of fit in a little bit more of all of these like fun little items from Whole Foods. And I feel like it's a fun delivery to receive. So that's one that I've just done a lot, is kind of like if you have like a thank you or a thinking of you, if someone has a death in the family, I've done it for that. Or, I had a friend that was having some fertility issues. And so I sent her kind of like a care package. And I love the idea of, going to the store and putting together a care package and sending it from my house. And I would love to do that. But, to be honest, I don't have the time. And so sometimes I'll have those ideas and then just don't follow through on them. So this is kind of a way where it's like quick and easy for me to send an I'm thinking of you package. I like that it's kind of more than just the flowers, which I do as well. But I just think it's fun to have kind of this variety, and you can kind of tailor it to whatever that person's preferences are. So gosh, at the top of this episode, I said I was going to do 3, but I just remembered one more that I did recently for a friend. And that was to find, there was a really beautiful, like handmade coffee mug. It's, I think, Farmhouse Pottery. I don't know. It was one of the like really nice kind of pottery companies. And so I did like a coffee mug and then a few of my favorite teas. And then nut pods. I like the nut pod creamers. And so I kind of put together a package, and this was someone local. So I kind of put that together and gave that to her. So I don't know. I like always kind of coming up with little ideas of food related packages. And something my husband and I talk a lot about when it comes to gifting is I always feel like gifting, when you do some sort of consumable, like if I show up at someone's house, I always like to have, some food or a bottle of wine or maybe both. But I think the consumable gifts are nice. And I know on my end, when I receive those are always appreciated. So hopefully this gets your mind thinking along the lines of maybe some food ideas. If you have some gifts that you need to check off your list, then maybe something here will spark an idea for you. If you do end up using any of these ideas, I would love to hear from you. I'm at PrepDish on Instagram, or if you are in our Facebook group, you can always get on there and share with us there. That's a great place. I feel like kind of the Prep Dish community as a whole, that's where we're most active. And, even if you're not a Prep Dish subscriber and you want to join that Facebook group, I can link that in the show notes today. You are always welcome to join there. I mean, we do specifically talk about the meal plans, but we talk about meal prep and picky eating and, getting meals on the table in general, and things like a food gift idea would be a perfectly, appropriate discussion to have there. So if you're interested in joining us in that group, feel free to use the link and join us on there. That is all I have for today. Other than a quick ask, I think I've been forgetting to do this the past few episodes, but if you have been listening to our podcast for a while, if you enjoyed the episodes, I would so appreciate it if you could just leave a quick rating and review in whatever podcast app you're using. Those ratings and reviews just help more people to find the podcast and get the word out there about Meal Prep Monday. So thank you for doing that. If you've already done that, thank you. I really do appreciate all of those. Okay, that's all I have for this week, and I will be back again next Monday.